Okay, for this lesson, I'm going to give you just kind of an intro to the guitar. I'll give you sort of an overview and just a starting point if you've never even really picked up a guitar or anything. I'll cover tuning in another video, but long story short, you should get a electronic tuner. I think it's much easier. You'll eventually learn to tune by ear, but as far as getting started, use an electronic tuner so that your guitar always sounds good, and you want to tune up every time before you play. You always tune first and then play. First things first, you hold the guitar like this. You sit up straight. You want to elevate one foot, whichever foot is more comfortable for you to rest the guitar on. You raise that foot so that your guitar is resting on your thigh, and you want to hold the guitar kind of upright, tilted back a little bit so that you can kind of see the top of the fretboard, but not so far back that your hand is really having to reach around a long way to get down there. You want it to be kind of upright, okay? As upright as you can, okay? You want to hold your pick like this so that the pick is pretty much coming at a 90-degree angle to the bottom of your thumbnail. At least that's how I hold it. I think most people hold it that way. With your thumb going across, and I have it a little bit back from the tip of my thumb and pinched between these fingers, so I have about that much sticking out the bottom. As for your hand, what you want to do for your fretting hand is you want to have your thumb right in the center of the back of the neck. So you put your thumb right in the middle on the back. And so your hand should be reaching around the neck so that your fingers are coming pretty much straight down onto the fretboard. What you don't want to do is have your hand closed down like this, where your hand is flat on the fretboard. You want your hand to be up with these knuckles sticking as far out this way as you can. What that's going to do, it's going to open up this space so that you have room to do things with your fingers. If you're closed down, then it's going to be very hard to do things, and your fingers aren't going to do what you want them to do. Also, if your thumb starts creeping up over the top, that automatically is going to close your hand down and make it harder to do things. Now, a lot of players do hook their thumb over the top, especially for bends and things. But at least for now, you should start with your thumb in the very middle of the back of the neck, get those fingers wrapped way around and coming straight down. As for how you should stroke the guitar, what I tend to do is plant a finger on the body, okay? If you plant a finger there, it helps you kind of gauge how far away you are from that finger when you go to pick it. Using your fingers like calipers to measure distance. If you don't have a finger on the body, then you're just kind of floating around here out in space, and it's hard to know exactly where you are. So if you want to pick from this string to one of the strings in the middle, it's a little harder to gauge it. If you've got a finger anchored on the body, you can sort of measure from that finger how far down you're coming. Okay, so at least for single note stuff, plant a finger. It's a lot easier. When it comes to the actual pick stroke, you hook a bit of the string under the tip, and I don't go straight down, go down and into the guitar just a little bit. Okay, so it's kind of this direction. Okay, down and in a little bit. And that's a downstroke. If you want to upstroke, well, first of all, the downstroke is happening on the front edge of the pick, okay? But if you upstroke, the upstroke happens on the back edge of the pick. So you go down on this one and down on this side, up on this side, okay? If you're doing chords, you still do a downstroke, it's just you're going across more string. So I would angle you angle the pick a little bit downward, so you're not at 90 degrees to the body of the guitar. You're angling the tip back a bit so that it glides it glides from one to the next. And then if you're going to do an upstroke, you reverse that angle and pull it up. Okay, so the last thing I want to mention is that it's really important that you try to keep a beat. And, you know, that's the difference between an exercise and actual music. You should use a metronome, or you know, a drum machine is nice too, so that you have an actual groove to play to. But as soon as you can, try to be tapping your foot with that beat. I like to pretend that my tapping toe has a string attached to my hand, so that when my foot comes down, it pulls my hand down with it. And so they happen together, and the beat and my head and my foot and my pick are all synchronized and happening together, so that you stay with the beat. If you start to practice a lot without a metronome, it's gonna come back to haunt you later. Okay, so for now, I think that's a good starting point. I'll teach you other things in the next video.